Okay, today's class is the high school resume class, and it's your time to shine, brag, boast, grandstand, hot dog, flaunt, showboat, blow your own horn, pat yourself on the back, and all that stuff. It's not time to be modest, humble, or quiet. It's time to boast about yourself. First, the why. Admissions at highly selective colleges is extremely competitive. Let's look at some numbers. Stanford has a 3% admit rate, Harvard 3%, Columbia 4%, Princeton 5%, and that. And these colleges are just getting more and more competitive, and their admission ratio numbers are going down even more. Before you freak out, there are only 26 colleges that have an admission ratio of 10% or less, and another 50 colleges that have an admission ratio between 10 and 25%. The remaining 1,800 colleges, you'll have a pretty good shot at being admitted to those colleges. So regardless if you're applying to a highly selective college or one that is somewhat selective or even less selective, you still want to give a college a bunch of information about you and give them a good, compelling reason to admit you. Grades and test scores are important, but that's only one piece of the puzzle. A college becomes selective and highly selective for the simple fact that more students apply than there are the number of freshman seats. And they do a really great job at marketing. Okay, because a college rejects more students than they admit, this makes the college selective. Because a college rejects a bunch of students, that doesn't make it a better college. It doesn't make it a better school. It's ridiculous that a college is ranked higher for the simple fact that they reject more students than another college. That's one of the categories that's ranked. So it is what it is. So let's be completely ridiculous and we'll create our own college and we'll call it JD University. I like the sound of that. So to be ranked number one, we're going to send out mass emails to all hopeful students across the United States. And we're going to send them flyers and brochures and everything with fancy pictures and all that stuff, and say, you're the exact type of high ambitious, high achieving student that we want to attend our college. And what we're going to do is we're going to reject all of them. That would make us the most selective college. I mean, how ridiculous is that? So a college is selective simply because they have done a better job at advertising. Yes, apply to the highly selective colleges, but don't have just those schools on your list. Have a good mix. So if you have the grades and the test scores, then yes, apply to those schools. But also apply to a handful of colleges that you have a higher probability of being admitted to and a higher probability of getting some scholarships. If I haven't created a list of colleges for you, please let me know, and I'll be happy to do that. On to the why. Why create a high school resume? The resume is to give the colleges enough information about you so that the college admissions department knows and understands who you are. We want to paint an accurate picture of who you are. Your grades and test scores are important. However, your extracurriculars and your essay will make you stand out. More importantly, how and the words you use will make you stand out. Details are important. Most students are minimalists. They give the college as little information. Here's me, make a decision. So most students are minimalists, giving the college the minimal information and expecting that is enough. Colleges have mailed out a ton of information to you: brochures, flyers, postcards, letters, emails. all those things. Let's do the same to them and send them a ton of detailed information about you. So when you are interested in something, let me ask you this question. Do you look up as much as you can on that subject? I know I do. Colleges don't have the luxury to look up everything on you, so you must tell them. So whenever I'm going to make a major purchase, and college is a major purchase, I put in a lot of time researching and investigating it so that I will be completely informed and know exactly what it is that I want and what the product offers. So you should do the same on two fronts. One is investigate the colleges, review their websites, and review their websites and their brochures. And number two, visit the colleges. Colleges want to know who you are, so give them a ton of information about you. The first reason to have a high school resume is a resume will help you and provide a reference for you to help you fill out the activity section on the college application. So having a high school resume will make it easier to fill out the college application activity section. We're going to look at the Common App in just a little bit, and that'll make a little bit more sense. The second reason to have a high school resume is the resume will be a reference and starting point for your teachers and your counselors to help use and to help you write a great recommendation letter. Okay, give them a copy of your resume, and that'll make it easier for them to write a great recommendation for you. And as they're reviewing your resume, they're like, oh, I didn't know you were in the Boy Scouts. Oh, I didn't know that you worked for Chick-fil-A. Oh, I didn't know these different things. And that could be a positive to help whoever you ask to write your recommendation letter write a great recommendation letter for you. Okay. On that topic, it's going to be a core teacher that writes your recommendation letter. So English, science, math, history, social studies, foreign language, those types of teachers. And this is how you will ask them to write a recommendation letter for you. Hi, Mrs. Smith. I really enjoyed your biology class this year. I'm going to be applying to some colleges in the fall. Can you write me a great recommendation letter? And that is the exact word that I would use, great. And if they agree to that, have a nice summer. And then in the fall, you just remind them. The third reason to have a high school resume is you can mail it or email it as a follow-up to the colleges after you submitted your application. So online applications have a limited amount of space in the dialog windows. If you need to elaborate, and you should, then you can follow up and send a copy of your resume to your recruiter after you've applied to the colleges. So here's the process is fill out the college application and have everything ready to go. And applications open August 1st. On or around that time, log into your application, double check everything. Yeah, it looks good. And then submit it to the colleges that you're applying to. Immediately after you submit your college application, send an email to your recruiter contact. And the email that you're going to send is going to say something like this. Dear Mr. Recruiter or Ms. Recruiter, I'm super excited. I just filled out and submitted my application to your college. I can't wait to be a student here. Sincerely, J.D. Wyzolek. Okay. That is an extra touch point and another way to demonstrate interest. The other challenge with the Common App is that in the activities section, there are 10 spaces for 10 activities. What if you have 17 activities or 18 activities? On the college application, you'll put in your top 10, and then in your resume, you'll have all 17 or 18 of them. Immediately after you submit your application, you send an email to your recruiter contact that says, hey, I'm super excited. I just applied to your college. I can't wait to be a student here. Attached is my resume. Sincerely, J.D. Wyzolek. And the fourth reason to have a high school resume is for interviews. Bring several copies of your high school resume to the interview. So some colleges will interview, and there are formal interviews and informal interviews. A formal interview, they're going to make a decision. So there might be an interview for a scholarship or something like that. An informal interview, no decision is made. So you might get a letter or an email from the college that says, hey, my name's JD. I'm going to be in Scottsdale at one of the local Starbucks on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 6 p.m. to 7 or 8 p.m. or whatever. Come out and see me. That is an informal interview, and you can still bring a copy of your resume. Good versus bad. A good resume will describe and paint an accurate picture of who you are. You are more than a student who goes to school, does your homework, and hands it in on time. More than being involved in a club or two, more than an athlete, a math lead, or a band lead. Think about all the things that you've done and put them all down on paper. Put them all on your high school resume. I have students ask me this all the time, very frequently. Should I include this on my resume? And the answer is going to always be yes. Okay. We'll have a conversation later on to determine if we should keep that on your resume, take it off of your resume, or maybe even showcase it. So sometimes students think that an activity that they are involved with is not important or may not be overly impressive, when in reality, it may be the very one thing that we should include and the thing that we should showcase. Colleges want to see students that have a passion for something and demonstrate that passion in the activities that are listed in the college application and in your high school resume. I was talking with a student who told me some impressive things about his grades and his test score. I asked him, tell me a little bit about yourself. And he's like, oh, my grades are amazing. I got these amazing test scores. And he told me how he volunteered to help out new freshmen and became an upper class mentor for these students. Those are all good things. And he was telling me all these things that he thought would impress a college. And after probing for a bit, I found out that he likes paintball. As soon as I asked him to tell me a little bit more about paintball, his eyes lit up and he got kind of excited. And he told me how he competed and how he browsed the internet for different springs and trigger mechanisms to build a better paintball marker. This was his passion. He could talk about this and how he researched the sport and would like to study engineering and maybe work for a company that engineers and builds paintball markers or something like that. At first, he told me everything that he thought was impressive and would impress a college. In reality, his passion, properly described and outlined in the application and in your resume, will be more impressive because college admission readers can tell if a student really has a passion about something or if the student is just trying to impress a college. So in a nutshell, be yourself. And of course, Ian was studied engineering in college. Another student that I was talking with didn't think that his business was overly impressive. He started a little online business and he researched it. He implemented some strategies, developed a product. He thought it was not impressive because he didn't make $1 million or have hundreds of employees. However, this interest can be showcased to show his passion about being an entrepreneur and wanting to potentially study business or international business in college. So what are your secret hobbies, your secret interests? You can explore and develop a passion in how to promote and market yourself class. If you haven't watched that video or attended that class, send me an email. I'll be happy to send you the link on that. Okay. Don't eliminate something just because you think it might not be impressive to a college. It might actually be the thing to showcase on your college application and potentially in your college essay. And of course, Kelly is studying business in college. In fact, Kelly, he was admitted to a highly selective college because his essay and his resume impressed that college. The biggest pitfall of resume writing and college applications is to merely state your past responsibilities, activities, and job history. You don't want the college recruiter to work at determining what you have to offer them and what you have accomplished. You need to use your influence and sell yourself and sell your accomplishments and work experience. Make it easy for them to want to recruit you. The college won't know if you're eligible for a leadership scholarship if they don't know all the things that you've done. Most colleges are looking for reasons to admit you. So the Common App. When you attend the essay and application class coming up in late May or June, we will fill out the Common App in the class. And it's a fantastic website that has currently over 1,000 colleges. So you can fill out one application and click on 5, 6, 10 or more colleges and have that one application go to all of those schools. We'll talk more about it in detail at the essay and application class. On the Common App, there is a section that is the activities section. So this is on the activities section in the Common App, and these are the drop downs from the drop down menu. So take a look at this and ask yourself, do I have any activities, hobbies, or interests that are any of these things? Do I have any hobbies, interests that are academic? Do I have any hobbies, interests, clubs, or activities that are artistic? Do I have any hobbies, clubs, interests, or so that are athletic, career-oriented, community service, volunteer stuff, etc., etc.? So look at each of these headings and ask yourself, do I have an activity that fits any of these categories? Okay. And we'll talk more about this as well in the essay and application class. Make a positive impact on the application reader. So which one is more impressive? When college application readers are reviewing students' applications, we don't know if our application will be the first of the day or the 50th of the day. So we want to make a positive impression. College admission readers at most every college really do want to admit you. Give them a compelling reason to admit you. Some admission application readers, as I mentioned, will read anywhere from 25 to 50 applications per day. Don't be the student that puts them to sleep. So let's look at some real examples. When Connor came into the office, I was reviewing his resume, and one of the things on his resume, he wrote clerk, C-L-E-R-K, and that's it. It's not very descriptive. Here's the question. Does the reader know exactly what the student did, or does the reader have to guess what Connor did as a clerk? Of course they would have to guess, but they're not going to guess. They're just going to skip it. Okay. So spell out exactly and literally what you did. So which one is better? This one, clerk, or number 2, work experience paid. I am employed at Walgreens. Duties include greeting customers, balancing the cash register, reviewing inventory, stocking shelves with products. I am also responsible for closing out the store and locking up 2 nights a week. This one, of course, is more impressive because the student shows that he has greater responsibility and it is written out in detail. The other one, the description doesn't describe anything. Because Connor added all of this specific detailed data, he was given a leadership scholarship. So it says on his high school resume, it says, I'm responsible for closing out the store. That another word for that responsibility is leadership. So when I reviewed Ellie's, she wrote on hers, clog Irish dance. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, 5 hours a week. So is that, I mean, we can kind of have an idea and guess what clogging and Irish dance does. They kind of hop around and whatever. But I asked her to expand on it, and this is what she wrote. I am a dance instructor with Maricopa 4-H Cloggers. I have taught dance to other students who range from beginning to advanced. In fact, what we did was once she wrote all these things out, we broke it into 4 different activities, even though it was the same umbrella of Maricopa 4-H Cloggers. She had different duties within that activity. And one activity, she was a dance instructor. The second activity, she said, I have choreographed parade routines, duets, and solos. So that was a second activity within there. The third one was I was nominated Clogger of the Month. I received first place in the national competition, first in show, second duet, etc., etc. And so that's her third activity within this activity. And then the fourth thing that she was elected president. So as president, she had different duties and different responsibilities as choreographer, and she had different duties as dance instructor. So each one of those duties is a separate activity. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay. Here, and it says on there, elected president of Maricopa 4-H Cloggers 2 years in a row and 1 year as vice president. So the first year that she ran for president, she did beat out a couple other kids. And on the college application, it asks, what's the name of the activity? So she put Maricopa 4-H Cloggers, comma, president. And then it asks for what is your title? So she wrote president. And then it asked for the detail. And she put in the details of what her responsibilities and what her duties were as president. What is not on the college application, it doesn't say, did you beat out 30 or 40 other students to win the presidency? It does not say that. So look for any leadership position. I'll kind of elaborate that a little bit more. Kay wrote this one. She was an athlete. She wrote soccer, 9, 10, 11, 12th grade, 15 hours a week. Boring. Tell us some more information. So she actually had multiple duties as an athlete. And one duty was one activity, and that was soccer player, midfield, varsity letter, 3 years. Another activity and duty was she was on the club team in addition to the high school team. Activity number 3, the detail was that her high school team was the champions and they went undefeated. That was super awesome. Because she was so involved with soccer, she got her soccer referee certificate. And she ref younger kids' games and that. And then she also volunteered and taught younger kids some soccer. So those were 5 different subheading activities within that one greater activity. Too many times students provide a description of the club instead of what they did, what their role was, and how they provided a positive impact on the activity and other members in the group. Occasionally I see this one, National Honor Society. I'm a member of National Honor Society, and they'll state on there for the description, National Honor Society is a nationwide academic organization for high school students. I qualified because of my strong grades. Every college knows that already. They already know that in order to be a member of NHS, you have to have a minimum GPA. They already know that. So instead of telling the reader what you did, instead tell the reader what you did in the organization and in the club. Okay. As a member of National Honor Society, I did this, and then tell them what you did. For your high school resume, please don't copy and paste from any online catalog or from Wikipedia. College applications and essay readers know if something is copied or plagiarized. They have read thousands of college applications, and occasionally enterprising students will try and pull a fast one, and they always get caught. Always get caught. So be original. And while you're being original, use your thesaurus. Yes, please do use your thesaurus to describe different activities, but don't over thesaurisize, if that's a word. Don't over thesaurisize your high school resume. The application and the resume and essay should be in your words. It should sound like the vernacular, the words that you use, not from the 19th century. Write out your resume, use a thesaurus, and then maybe ask your parents and friends to read it and ask if it sounds like it's your words. Use some attention-grabbing words, and I'll email you some attention-grabbing words. So again, use your thesaurus for some of these things. So here are some action and attention-grabbing words. Accelerated, accomplished, achieved, activated, initiated, innovated, inspired, inspected, searched, secured, selected. So not only can you use thesaurus, but you can also use some within the thesaurus is opposite words or things like that. So which word is better? Which word invokes more emotion? Which one invokes more power, drama, strength, and depth? Ask or inquire. So type in the chat which word you think is stronger. Which one is better? Ask or inquire. Yeah, everybody is putting in. Yeah, good. Inquire. Inquire, of course. I'm inquiring which word is better. Okay. Here's another one. Which word is better? Which word invokes more emotion? Which one invokes more power, drama, strength, and depth? Big or immense? Type it in the chat, please. What do you think? Yeah, so we've got immense. Thank you. Thank you for participating. Here's one more. Which word is better? New or fresh? Which word invokes more emotion? Which one invokes more power, drama, strength, and depth? Use words that you would normally use. Don't use words that you would not normally use. And don't over thesaurisize your high school resume. So do it now. Start now by creating your resume. And after our class tonight, I'll send everybody an email. And in that email will be the attention-grabbing words, and then there'll also be a couple resume templates that you can use. You can use one of those templates, or you can create your own. So start now by creating your resume. It's going to make it so much easier for you when it's time to fill out the application. And also ask teachers to write recommendation letters for you. You'll just give them a copy of your resume. So do it now so you can have this completed when applications go live August 1st. Then you just copy and paste into the application and get it submitted well before the earliest deadline. Start thinking about who you want to write your recommendation letters. So it's going to be one of your core teachers. Ask yourself this question: which teacher loves me the most? That's who you're going to ask to write your recommendation letter. So I'll send you a resume template. You can use one of these, or you can create your own. When you are writing out your resume, do not use vague words. Vague words are things like many, numerous, a lot. Those are vague. I volunteered many hours at various community charities. How many hours? And various, what does that mean? Does that mean 2 or 200? And community charities, what kind of charities? Give us some strong details. I volunteered, and here's the the better option. I volunteered 7 hours per week at St. Peter's Soup Kitchen, greeted patrons as they came in, and helped serve meals. That is very specific and gives enough detail so that someone can see a picture in their mind of what you do in its activity. So create a word picture. And of course, spelling, and grammar and punctuation does matter. Always double, triple check all that before you click the submit button. Your application and your resume is your first impression and could be your last impression to a college. Always double, triple, quadruple check spelling, punctuation, and grammar before you click the submit button. Start now. If you start now and spend 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes a day for the next week or so, and you'll have your high school resume filled out. Then you can use your resume as a reference point to fill out the activity section of the college application. And you can potentially use your resume as reference to help you with your essay. And then, of course, give a copy of your high school resume to your recommendation writers. Small details make a big difference. Add specific details to your resume. Small details make a big difference. Too many times, application and resume readers will read the description of an activity and not know the small, fine details that can turn your application into a yes, you're admitted. At colleges, there is, when you're interacting with a college, the person that you're interacting with is the admissions recruiter. And sometimes it's the admissions recruiter who will read your applications. Okay. The admissions recruiter's boss is the enrollment director. And the enrollment director's job is to oversee the current class and the new incoming class. And the enrollment director's job is to fill the areas that are lacking or underrepresented. So as an example, a student might write in her resume that she was in honors choir. Okay, awesome. However, if the enrollment director is looking for another soprano, and the only thing that it says on the resume is honors choir, this student would not get picked out of the pile because that small detail was missing. Another example is a student might put on his high school resume is that he was in marching band, but failed to include which instrument he plays. And that detail, that small little detail could possibly be what makes him stand out. Oh, I play this unique instrument. So highly selective colleges are looking for specific persons. By adding these small details, you could be picked out of the pool. And when you come in for the application essay class, we'll help you with those small details. On the college application, in the activities section, it asks you for the title of it. So Maricopa 4-H Cloggers. It asks you for your, if you have a leadership position and what your title is. So in Ellie's case, it was president. And then it has the description. As president, I led the minutes and blah, blah, blah. And then it asks this question: do you intend to participate in a similar activity in college? And you want to say yes to one or more of those activities. Yes, I intend to dance in college, or yes, I intend to be in a chess club in college. And intend means maybe. Just because you put a check mark yes in there doesn't mean you have to do it. So let me explain why this little detail is important. You're probably already aware that colleges make it mandatory for students to live on campus the freshman year. Some colleges will make it mandatory the sophomore year as well. The reason why they do that is because what they found out is that if a student lives in the dorm, they're going to go to an event. They're going to go to the football game or the basketball game. They'll go to the ice cream social or bingo night or the hay ride or something like that. And they want you to go to these events because you will meet other students and make friends. That's what they want, is for you to make a friend or two in college. And when you have a friend or two in college, you're going to feel comfortable at that school, and you're going to stay there, and you're going to matriculate and graduate from their college. And that's what they want, is for you to graduate from their college. That makes them, the college, look better. Okay. So when you state on there, yes, I intend to be in one or more activities in your college, the college is thinking, awesome, because the student was in chess club and says that he intends to be in chess club in college, he's going to meet other like-minded students who like chess and stay there, make friends, and matriculate and graduate. Okay. So you want to say, yes, I intend to be in a similar activity in college to one or more of your activities. If you are a mentor, you're mentoring freshmen or something like that as an upperclassman, you absolutely want to say, yes, I intend to be involved as a mentor in college. Here's why. The college is going to think, double awesome. Not only is this student who's applying to our college going to make friends, he's going to help other people at our college make friends. They're both going to feel comfortable at the school, and they're both going to matriculate and graduate. That makes us, the college, look even better. So to recap, start writing out or type out all of your activities. Include all activities. All means all activities, clubs, accolades, honors, hobbies, etc. Anything that you do in school, you want to include that. Anything that you do outside of school, you want to do that. Write detailed, impressive descriptions of what you did in that activity. Tell me what you did. And then ask your junior teacher if they can write a great recommendation letter for you. Give your resume to your teacher and counselor to use as reference. So ask yourself, what did I do in the fall of my freshman year? Write that down. What did I do in the spring of my freshman year? Write that down. What did I do in my freshman, sophomore summer? Write those things down. What did I do my sophomore year? What did I do my junior year? What did I do those summers? Write all those things down. Even if you think that it is not impressive, please write it down anyway. I was talking with a student, and Alexandra, and after asking her several questions, I found out that she likes to browse YouTube looking for up and coming new bands. And like, awesome. And she did that frequently, maybe not daily, but definitely weekly or several times a week. She would browse YouTube looking for new up and coming bands. And we ended up including that in her high school resume. She also included that in her essay, because ultimately what she wanted to do was she wanted to go to school and learn business and become a music promoter. Okay. So what types of activities, hobbies, and things are you involved with? And then also family responsibilities. Do you have any family responsibilities? Maybe you're driving your younger sibling to different events. Well, that would be your family responsibility, that you're the chauffeur for your younger sibling. Or maybe you're required to make dinner once a week. Find all of the ingredients, find the find all the ingredients and prepare the meal and all that stuff. So if you have certain family responsibilities, those would also be included in your high school resume. Do we have any questions? Hang on a second.